I just woke up and I'm about to do my practice here, my morning practice. And I just wanted to share this because it is something else. It's transformational, it's extreme, and the changes that I've seen happen within me, internally, over the last 3 to 4 years, but especially over the last 2 to 3 months, even with the bullshit that's been thrown my way. I never could, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I never could have imagined myself being in this place emotionally and mentally. Because back then it was I was in this constant place of doom, fear, anxiety, stress. It was daily. I realized that I went through most of my life thinking and searching for what was wrong with me, thinking something was wrong with me, when in reality that there was nothing wrong with me. I was just traumatized as a child, and it caused issues into adulthood, and I didn't recognize this until, somewhat relatively recently, but becoming aware of it allowed me to work on it and process it. And, going back to 19, it's really when all of the shit started. First semester at college, was really depressed, didn't want to be there. Had this long-term high school girlfriend, and, the first week we're at college, it goes off the rails. It was hard. I got all depressed and all that shit. And, it sucked. But I realized, too, with that, relatively recently, that my attachment to that girlfriend, and even going back to middle school and these girlfriends that I had, and I told them I loved them and all this stuff and super attached to them. I was trying to replace something that I was missing. I was looking for a female to love me because I didn't have that, at least unconditionally. And I was trying to replace that. It was like a hole that I was trying to fill, a vacuum, so to speak. I don't feel that anymore, thank God. But I just say that because going back to that time, that's when I wake up throughout the night, right? My neighbor's jackass dog's over there, dude. But I would wake up throughout the night, my entire life, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., wake up with random anxiety, worrying in the middle of the night. And actually that goes back to my childhood. Did that as a kid, even before all the shit started in earnest, the emotional inner stuff, the mental stuff. But my entire life, I'd wake up throughout the night with random anxiety and couldn't go back to sleep. That sucks. Don't do that anymore. And that's relatively recent. When I wake up in the morning, no matter what kind of pressure that I've got on me, no matter what kind of business stuff I've got to do, financial stuff, kid stuff, again, in the past, especially, when I worked a corporate job and was doing that stuff, wake up at 5:36, hour and 15-minute commute into Atlanta. It was only 20 miles, but, it took forever because of all the god-awful traffic. Waking up and thinking about all the things that you have to do that day and being stressed about it and not wanting to do it and worrying about it. Oh God, what's going to happen? What if this thing happens and this? And you just wake up kind of prognosticating that day or assuming how it's going to go, and you think about it and you're stuck in this loop where you think about the future, the short-term future, and how it can impact the long-term future, and you worry. At least I did. And then I would feel like shit inside, dark, gunky, gross. I'm not a big Stephen King fan at this point in my life. I don't read much fiction, if any, at this point. I've always been a voracious reader. I probably read more adult level fiction books by the time I was 11 or 12 than most people read in their whole life. But there's a Stephen King book that I read when I was 20 or so when it came out. It's called Lisey's Story. It's not well known, but it was pretty good. But it's about a writer that has some, spiritual stuff going on and whatever. But he has these moments, the character in the book, he has these moments of emotional gunk and with mental illness, but it's also, related to the spiritual realm and all this stuff. But anyways, he calls it in that book, the character, when he feels like that inside, the bad gunky. And that's kind of what I picked up and started using for myself, the bad gunk. The gunk shit. That's what it feels like when you and it's hard to put into words because it's just this bad feeling inside of you. You're doomed, your future is doomed, and there's something wrong with you that you can't quite figure out. And I've done years of breathwork practice, years of deep meditation practice, and it certainly paved the way for where I'm at today, waking up in this space like I did this morning. Like, I woke up this morning and is just like, I was thinking about it, I was like, man, I feel so good. Like, things aren't perfect. I've got challenges. I've got obstacles. I've still got plenty of room to grow. But I woke up this morning and I was just like, holy shit, Kyle, you feel good, man. Like, I'm excited for the day. I'm excited for Monday and what's going to happen there with, business stuff and all of that. And, I'm excited to live. I'm excited to see what comes in the future, because I know it's going to be amazing and it's going to be fruitful and great, even if challenging and there's obstacles and bad periods and storms, because there always is. But I woke up in this just peaceful, calm, relaxed state. I woke up happy. I woke up relaxed. I woke up with peace. I woke up with an expectation of goodness coming into my life in the short and long term. And not just an expectation, but a knowing feeling about it. I know, like, there's some good shit that's about to happen. And some of that comes from because I put in the work recently over the short term to make things happen, and it's paying off. But I don't think I would have done that had this framing perspective shift for me hadn't have happened. And getting back to what I was saying, I, 3 to 4 years of definitely meditation, to about 2 years of daily breathwork practice. And I do deep, long ones. I do 30 minutes, an hour, doing one at 11 a.m., a live one this morning. It'll probably be an hour and a half long, the breathwork with Sandy guy, whom I love. I think he's great. So I'm going to do his live thing today for his members, which will be cool. I'm really looking forward to it. But it was that breathwork practice. Really, the meditation is big. Breathwork was big. But, and I beat this drum, and he's probably sick of seeing me tag him and talk about it and then send him messages. But Scott Britton, that wrote the book Conscious Accomplishment, where I learned this technique that he uses, inner work technique, repatterning technique, to transform and transmute your shadow and those negative emotions that are stuck in you and lodged in your body, energetic emotions that are stuck. And I took what he does and I integrated it into what I do. And there's 2 different versions that he has: conscious repatterning and self-repatterning. The self-repatterning is you bastard mosquito. Got him. The conscious repatterning is more of the beginner version. I did that since October of last year, up until about 2 months ago. But then I shifted into the self-repatterning, which is more putting it on your higher self, your true self, your heart center, and giving it autonomous authority to do what's needed to be done to shift those states somatically and those emotional centers in your body and those stuck emotions and energetic centers. Holy shit. Shit. After I started doing that these last couple months, I've made more progress than I have my entire life. I have connected dots. They just pop up into my head about things and experiences that were traumatic going back decades ago for me, going back to when I was very little, that I probably shouldn't have any memory of. Like, that's the why. That's why I feel like this today, 39 years later. What the? It's just stuff like that. And like, I've connected these dots. I've drawn these answers that I've tried for decades to find, but they just seem to come forward and pop up. And it's been an amazing experience. I've healed so much. I've transmuted somatically, intellectually, emotionally, so many negative emotions that have caused me grief and problems for my entire life. And it's all been recently. And I attribute my wake up today in this great headspace and mindset and frame of everything, frame of reality and myself, to that work that I've done. I'm about to do it. I just woke up. I look like shit, but I just have like peace, man. I'm sitting out here. These fucking mosquitoes are still biting me, but whatever. But I'm sitting out here and I just feel wonderful. And I feel at peace. And whatever the future brings, I cannot wait for it, because it may be hard, maybe uncomfortable, I may have to suffer a little bit, but that's just part of it, man. And I'm excited for it and where it's going to lead, because even through the bad gunk, all the bullshit, it still led me to somewhere amazing. It still led me to this point of healing where I started to figure these things out and connect these dots, not just about myself, but about this entire process. What I've really realized is, damn, like, this has helped me so much. Like, this has made me feel so much better. Like, it's very simple to do. It's really just being consistent. Yeah, yes, Crow, you were right. But it's just about being consistent with it. And if you be consistent with it, that's it. You'll get there if you just keep doing it. And, like, this is something that, like, I'm not even talking about, like, making money or anything, but, like, this is something that, like, if I package it and create a process and a system, like, will genuinely fucking help people. It will genuinely fucking help people, like, tremendously, just because I know how it's helped me. Like, it's real. I have the fruit to show and validate it. Like, why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I package it up and create a process and a system and put it out to help other folks, man? I mean, that's the name of the game. And again, I'm not talking about anything financial or getting financially rewarded for it. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I spent so much of my life focusing on fucking money and defining myself and my worth by the amount of money that I fucking made. I'm just fucking over it. I'm fucking over it, man. I don't give a fuck about the money. The only thing about fucking money that I care about is just taking care of my kids. Making sure the little one has diapers, you know? Making sure that they have a good life. They get the education they need. They get the food and substance and roof over their head and clothing that they need, that I'm able to give them experience that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. Not necessarily buy them shit, but give them experience. And that's really all I want to do. That's really it. Like, if I didn't have the kids, I mean, I'd be cool living in the middle of nowhere or out on my little creek there in an air-conditioned tent. Like, I gotta have some AC. But a little RV, a little tiny house next to the creek, middle of nowhere. I mean, shit, sign me up, dude. I would have done that. Man, I can't do that now, but, like, I don't need a lot. Like, I don't need a lot of material stuff. Like, it just doesn't do anything for me anymore. And it's because, I was so shallow in the past and misguided that it was those things that, like, gave me self-worth. And that was one of the reasons why I was hollow and empty inside. But I was raised by someone. I was raised by a covert narcissist that conditionally loved me. But they judged everything by those standards, material standards, financial wealth, presenting yourself a certain way, being a PTA president at the elementary school, not for us, not for me or my brother, but for them, like putting themselves on this pedestal. Hey, look at me, I'm this type of parent. Because that's what it was all about. It was never about us or what was best for us. It was about shit like that. It wasn't about doing good for us or like I just said about my kids, giving them the experience and all of that. It was about the parent projecting themselves to create a certain perception of themselves amongst other parents and people and family. It was more about, hey, look at me, I want to put myself on this pedestal so you see me as this great parent. But in reality, it was all surface level material fake bullshit designed and put out in the ether to create a perception of oneself that they thought gave them self-worth. I think a lot of people do that, unfortunately, but holy hell. But I just wanted to share that if you actually watched all of this. It's been an amazing ride, and even all the hardship and the bad gunk was worth it, because I'm here today. And every day won't be like this, but if I get 0.5% better, 1% better every day with my practice and focusing on things, I probably will get to a point very soon where I feel like this every waking moment. I see that coming. Like, it's a knowing I have about the whole process and that and where it will lead. It's logical too, just based upon the experience, but at the end of the day, I'm on the right track. Here are my crows, man. I have a murder of crows that hangs out in my backyard. They love me. But, like, if I can do this as bad as I felt, like, emotionally and mentally, I mean, God, especially going back to that first semester of college when I was 19, holy shit, man, that was awful. Also got mono. I got mono from my girlfriend who was cheating on me. It's great, bro. But yeah, no, you can do it too, man. You can do it. I hate to put well, if I can do it, you can do it. But it's true. As bad as I felt, like it was bad. It was bad. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday and an even better week. I love you all.